Good evening and welcome to Global Lens on Apna Watan TV. I'm Saadia Afzaal. Over the past few years, there has been a noticeable rise in far-right politics in the United Kingdom. The term far-right is used to describe political groups or people who hold very strong nationalistic views. They often focus on issues like immigration, national identity, and protecting what they see as traditional British culture. Some far-right groups also express anger or suspicion towards minorities, refugees, or people with different religions or lifestyles. The rise of the far-right in the UK did not happen overnight. It has roots that go back several decades. After the Second World War, Britain saw new waves of immigration from Commonwealth countries. Many people from the Caribbean, South Asia, and Africa came to the UK to work and build new lives. While many British people welcomed them, others felt uneasy or even hostile about the changes. Groups like the National Front appeared in the 1970s using fear and anger about immigration to gain support. They were not very successful in elections, but their ideas influenced public debates about race and identity. In the 1990s and 2000s, new far-right parties began to appear. One of the most well-known was the British National Party, or BNP. The British National Party tried to present itself as a more respectable version of the far-right, but its members often made racist or hateful comments. For a short time, the BNP managed to win local council seats and even a few seats in the European Parliament. But as the years went on, the party lost support. Scandals, leadership problems, and public opposition made it weaker. Even though the BNP faded, far-right ideas did not disappear. Around the same time, new movements started to grow, especially online. Social media gave people new ways to share their opinions and find others who agreed with them. Some people who felt ignored by mainstream politics found a sense of belonging in far-right online spaces. These communities often spread conspiracy theories, anti-immigrant messages, and anger about political correctness. The Brexit referendum in 2016 was another turning point. Many people who supported leaving the European Union did so for different reasons, such as wanting more control over laws or trade. But for some, Brexit was also about stopping immigration and protecting British identity. Far-right groups used the Brexit campaign to spread their messages about nationalism and taking back control. After the vote, even though mainstream politicians led the Brexit process, far-right activists felt encouraged. They saw the result as proof that their views were becoming more popular. In recent years, groups such as Britain First and the English Defence League have tried to gain attention through protests, online videos, and social media campaigns. They often focus on issues involving Islam and immigration. While these groups say they are protecting British values, their actions and language often target Muslim communities and create division. The far right has also taken advantage of moments of fear, such as after terrorist attacks, to spread hate and blame entire groups of people. At the same time, the internal and social media have played a major role in spreading far-right ideas. Platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and X, formerly Twitter, have made it easy for people to share videos and posts that stir up anger. Algorithms often promote the most emotional or shocking content, which means far-right messages can reach millions quickly. Even though many platforms have tried to remove hate speech, it still spreads easily. The rise of the far right is not just about immigration or nationalism. It is also about feelings of frustration and disconnection. Many people in the UK feel left behind by economic change. In areas where jobs have disappeared, where housing is poor, or where people feel ignored by politicians, anger can grow. Some far-right groups use this anger to blame outsiders or minorities, instead of addressing the real causes of inequality. This can make their message appealing to people who are struggling or who feel unheard. It is also important to note that not everyone who worries about immigration or national identity is far right. These are real topics that many people care about and can discuss respectfully. What makes the far right different is the way it turns these concerns into hostility, exclusion, and sometimes violence. When fear and division are used to gain power, it becomes dangerous for democracy. Politicians, educators, and communities have been working to counter the rise of the far right. There are programs that teach young people how to spot false information online, how to think critically, and how to understand people from different backgrounds. Local projects that bring communities together have also helped reduce tension. In many towns and cities, people of different faiths and cultures work side by side to build trust. The police and security services have also taken the threat of far-right extremism more seriously. In recent years, there have been arrests of people linked to violent far-right groups. This shows that the problem is real and must be addressed. The media has a role to play too. When newspapers or TV shows spread fear about immigration or use negative language about minorities, it can make far-right ideas seem more normal. Responsible reporting and balanced discussion are important to stop misinformation and fear from spreading. Despite these challenges, there is also hope. Most people in the UK still believe in fairness, equality, and respect. The far right remains a small part of the political landscape, even if its ideas sometimes influence bigger parties or online debates. By understanding where these views come from and why they appeal to some people, society can find better ways to respond with empathy, education, and open conversation instead of hate. The rise of the far right reminds us that democracy is fragile. When people feel ignored, angry, or afraid, they can be drawn to simple answers and strong voices that promise to fix everything. But those promises often divide rather than unite. The real strength of a country comes from its ability to include everyone, no matter their background or beliefs. The rise of the far right in the UK is a warning, but also an opportunity. It shows that many people feel unheard and want change. If politicians, the media, and communities listen to those concerns honestly and act to improve lives, there will be less space for hate and fear to grow. The future depends on building understanding, fairness, and respect across all parts of society. Only then can a country move forward together. This is Saadia Afzaal for Apna Watan TV.
You are watching Apna Watan.